So I decided I didn't want just leaders because I was afraid they might end up being managers. And I thought, what I really want is entrepreneurs in my organization. And you do want entrepreneurs in your organization, but the entrepreneurs in your organization, how many of us in here are entrepreneurs? Raise your hand. I'm not going to call you up here. It's okay. You know, if you're an entrepreneur, I mean, I'm an entrepreneur. Those of us that are real entrepreneurs, we have like 63 ideas in the morning before shower. And we're all a little bit ADD, aren't we? Like squirrel. Right? You know what I'm talking about. We're all a little bit that guy. So you want entrepreneurs on your team, but if you only have entrepreneurs on your team, it's awful. It's like trying to nail Jell-O to a tree. It's like trying to herd cats, because it's just chaos everywhere. Because entrepreneurs are weird. I mean, when they work for you, they think they own your company. And they're truth tellers. The more immature they are emotionally, the more they say things they should not say. They do not have a filter. We're sitting in a meeting the other day, one of my little entrepreneurs, he goes, that idea sucks. I said, well, that's my idea, and I have socks older than you. He goes, that doesn't keep the idea from sucking. I mean, he went back for more. These are the guys that will stand up and go, the emperor has no clothes. Boy's butt naked. I mean, well, they'll tell you the truth about stuff. You need entrepreneurs on your team, don't you? Think of a great world-class entrepreneur in your mind and think of one-word character qualities about that person. What are one-word character qualities that describe a world-class entrepreneur? Raise your hand and I'll call on you. Yes, sir. Drive. Driven. Very good. Yes, sir. Intelligent. Sometimes. Yes, sir. Bold. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Creative. Always. Very good. Yes, ma'am. Brave. Yes, sir. Fearless, brave, fearless, bold, yes. Wild card? Maverick, good, I like it, good, yes, sir. Risk taker, very good. Again, the answers are so predictable, they're pre-printed in your workbook. You might have even been looking at your workbook to give me the answer, but you got this figured out by now. Driven, risk taker, fearless, out of the box. Maverick, creative, decisive, competitive. Is this an entrepreneur? Say yes. You want these people on your team? You do want these people on. You do want these people, but they're very hard to lead. They're very hard to lead. They're just crazy. They're wonderful. And let me just tell you, you got to have them because they bring all this stuff. They bring the driven. They bring the risk taker. They bring the maverick. They bring it is what they do. And they'll make a mess from activity. They very seldom make mistakes of inaction. If you are an organization and you have absolutely no entrepreneurs on your team, do you know what you are? The government. Think DMV. So, the dictionary says a leader is a person who rules, guides, or inspires others. This is the part where you start writing in your workbook if you didn't know. An entrepreneur is a person who assumes risk for a venture. The word entrepreneur comes from the French word entreprendre, which is hillbilly French. Literally means what you said, risk taker. Literally what the word means. Now, we are all risk takers. We should not all be gamblers. If you drove to the organization that you're sitting in today, you took a risk going on the highway with morons driving while they text because they can't drive while they text. People putting on makeup and eating and swerving while you come here. You took a risk just driving today. Would you agree with that? Say yes. But it was a reasonable risk. We measure the return versus walking or riding a bike in the rain, the heat, or the cold compared with dodging a few drivers. It's a good rate of return for the risk I'm taking. It's not a gamble. It's a reasonable risk. We all are risk takers. Some people act like they never take a risk. Oh, you take a risk all the time. Just opening a can of food, you take a risk. You just measure the risk versus the alternatives, and it's a reasonable risk. And so what we did was we said, we don't want just leaders and we don't want just entrepreneurs. We want to put the two together. And in Tennessee, what we do if we don't know what to do is we just make up a new word. And so we called it EntreLeadership, entrepreneurs and leaders together, mixed together. I want a hybrid of the entrepreneurial spirit and the polish and diplomacy and nobility of a leader. I want them woven together And that's who I want on my team. And I've got a bunch of them after 30 years of very intentionally seeking them out and teaching them to be this. An EntreLeadership is the purpose or the process of leading to cause a venture to grow or prosper.